time to tag you. I'm going to tag you. Time to tag you. Time to tag you another episode of Tag Time. As usual, I'm going to tag you a very, very cherished personality. His journey is full of adventures. Hi viewers, welcome to another episode of Tag Time. As usual, I'm going to tag you a very, very cherished personality who is very successful while living in Canada. His journey is full of adventures and his resume with his work towards his different businesses is so wide and so full of excitement that I would like you to meet him and see his journey, what he is doing. I have with me Mr. Manju. Welcome to my show.
Thank you. It's my honor to be with you.
Mr. Manjuji, you had been around the world, all over the world pretty much. So that is one of your hobbies or adventurous spirit in you. How would you like to talk to us about that?
Okay, let me correct you one thing. I've not been all around the world. So far, I've traveled around 55 countries. Still a lot to cover.
Just 55 countries?
Just 55 countries.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, and traveling is my passion. And it opens up, it is an education. I mean, I believe people can learn by traveling to experience. Life is of experience. And I live by my experience.
So what motivated you? Were you from your childhood like that, or you decided, because I remember I was like that. I used to say, oh, I will go around the world when I was little. And now I've discovered that we have pouches of everywhere in Canada. So what was your take on that?
See, like anybody else, everybody wants to travel the world. And I also came to Canada in 2000 to travel the world. And when I came here and I got caught up with the same business and work, and I forgot my purpose. Why did I come to Canada? I realized in last 7-8 years ago, I think I'm missing something. Mm-hmm. And that urge made me to think back to my basics. Mm-hmm. My basics was to explore and to adventure my life. Yeah. And that thought, first time I started in 2010 or 11 to travel for a few months in Thailand, in Asia. And that time when I traveled out, I felt so nervous. I was thinking, when I come back to Canada, into the normal world, what's going to happen to my business? What's going to happen to my life? Because I'm in the business might collapse. The fear was so much. But somehow I conquered that fear and went away to experience. And when I went away and when I came back, I was also in that fear zone, whether I can make it or not. But in that process, I experienced one thing. I was away for 2 months, and when I came back to start the business back to the normal, it took me 1 month. And the next month, whatever I lost in the 2 months, I covered and more. And I think, what is this? Is it a great thing? The reason I covered everything was my mind was clean, fresh, and thinking better, and with more excitement and more energy. And I thought I'm not missing anything.
So were you thinking about this from your childhood, or it developed?
I think I go with the flow. If I go back to the backwards, I think it just happened.
It just happened. So usually when we talk about our passion, we talk about our adventures in life, we talk about the best experience and the worst experience, and why?
You know what? For me, I want to experience both in my life. The best experience is one which you enjoy. The bad experiences is the one which will make you grow. So the life to be complete, one has to see the good things as well as bad things. You should see the summer as well as winter to experience the summer, to experience the winter. So in life, I've been in situations, in places where at one point of time, people had a gun and a knife on my head.
Oh, wow.
And I feel that was an amazing experience because I was not, anything never happened, but I passed on that. And I experienced the great things like meeting different cultures, different people, and it's always fun.
So, how does it feel when you travel so much, so often, and to be so weird? This world is very weird. It's very strange in different parts of the world with different identity of its own. So, how do you feel that? Which kind of experience is that?
I think, as I told you, the life is to experience. And I live by experience. See, it is not weird when you travel different places. It is a new things to experience. And when I experienced new thing, I said, wow, I never felt about it. I never thought of it. See, even when last couple of years back, when I told to my friends that I'm going to go to Colombia, and my own friends who live in Colombia, they said, don't go to Colombia, it's not a good country. And you always see in media, Colombia is full of the drug cartel or the other things which is not safe and other things. And when I went and experienced, it was something amazing. For example, my friends only also told me, even if you go anywhere, don't go to Medellin. There is a place called Medellin. I said, when people say don't go, I want to try. This is me.
Usually it is said philosophically also, the thing which makes you the most fearsome, go try it.
Go try.
Because that is the only way how you will overcome that fear.
Absolutely. And also, I like to live my life dangerously. And that way, your life is, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. At least let this moment be our moment. And when I went to Medellin, and whatever the friends told or anything, nothing is happening. I got connected. I thought, I'm going to go to Medellin just for one night or 2 nights to say that I went to Medellin.
So usually when you go, you have your friends there, somebody, how do you live there? Because every place has different way of having the tourism, or how do you go? You go as a tourist by tourism company, or you go by yourself?
Basically, I go by backpacking. I just take my backpack, maybe 6-7 kilos, and I travel. And I don't go to hotels or resorts. I meet local people, I connect with the local people, and at the end of the day or night, I end up going to their house.
Most of the people have 2 problems traveling, their time zone and their food. Food habits are the basic thing which every human being requires, but we can't eat every type of food because some people have, according to us, they are very weird in their food habits, but according to them, we are very weird habit for food. And similarly, how would you tell our viewers about that?
See, for example, as by birth, I'm a vegetarian person. I never tried the non-veg, like a meat and other stuff in the past. And why? Because of the religious reasons, or because of I was born to a vegetarian family, I became a vegetarian. And now that I made my own self restricted not to eat meat. And I said, when I started traveling, I said, let's try. When I started trying it, and amazingly, there are certain food I would never have tasted it. And now if you go with an open mind, I don't even ask them whether it is a meat, whether it's a vegetarian. I want to try. If it tastes good, I will eat. If it doesn't taste good, I'll leave it. Doesn't matter whether it's vegetarian or non-vegetarian.
So what do you do about your time zone? Because eating is also related to your time zone.
Coming back to that point, see, I don't fit into the normal schedule like morning breakfast, afternoon lunch, evening dinner. I don't belong to that. I eat when I am hungry. When I'm full, I don't want to eat. Let's say if I'm done my eating, if my stomach is full, you bring me best food, I may not want to eat. I go with, when my body needs food, I eat it. Even in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock, I feel hungry, I get up, I eat something. This is where I...
And your sleeping pattern?
Sleeping pattern, I mean, for example, more or less I'm a night person. I love to be open. And again, I sleep also. When I get to sleep, whatever the time, I get up whatever the time I need. And normally I tell, even here in Canada, don't call me before 9 o'clock. And also I tell to some of my friends, please call me after 10. Why? because if you don't call me, I sleep all day.
Adventurous people are good and bad both. They are good because the experience they get nobody else can get in the life, and bad is that because of that experience, for that experience, they have to pay the price for that. Your take on that?
I think adventurous people are good, and I don't think if you are not adventurous, you pay the price more. They don't know that part. Being adventurous and paying the price is little. Being not adventurous, paying the price is more.
So when you're adventurous, your personality is adventurous. I have seen that it's very difficult to run the business empire as you are doing. You're so successful in your business and you're doing it so well. So for that consistency and for that matter of having that kind of mental energies, how would you express yourself here?
It's a great question. See, as I told you in the beginning, I used to make X amount of dollars working 365 days. Then when I started traveling, I used to take down that 2 months off, and I used to make the same amount of money in 10 months. Now, in last year, I traveled more than 5.5 months. And in fact, in the remaining 6.5 months, I made more income. Then, so it's all your efficiency. And it all becomes, how do you want to stretch the same amount of time to make same amount of money in the whole year, or you can do it in 3 months or 6 months. It comes naturally. Maybe I'm blessed, maybe I'm lucky, things are working in my favor.
I think when you're happy and satisfied, your performance results and your capability towards wherever your capability, your strong points are, enhances more than 50%. What's your take on that?
That's correct, absolutely, because people want to work with excited people. People want to work with energetic people. People want to be with successful people. The another reason is, see, for example, rich people want to work with rich people. Poor people also want to work with rich people. So either you be rich or you fake as if you were rich.
Mm-hmm. So your journey towards your success of business, how would you like to share with us?
My journey to, I think, be yourself. Be yourself. Don't think what other people talk about, you're behind, or people always, if you're doing good, people complain. If you're doing bad, people will complain. Be yourself.
So, you said you were a kind of person who was making certain amount of money by working, must be working in a job or some situation. How your turning point of life came towards the business thing?
See, when I came to Canada in 2000, my first job was delivering Toronto Star newspaper door to door. And that is the beginning to go somewhere. But I did not stuck there. And after a while, I got the real estate license, then to mortgage license, then to building houses. So it adds up slowly. It's not happened overnight. And some people say that, oh, Manju's success is overnight. And I correct them, yes, my success is overnight, but not from last night. It is an experience of last 40 years became, you see, overnight success.
Yeah, consistency, I think, and to know what your goal is. What do you say about that?
See, yeah, regarding goals and other things, I used to think about goals and other things, like I attended some seminars, motivational seminars, have your goal, have you believe in yourself and all those things. But based on my situation, I feel even when you accept you have some goal, that means you are limiting yourself not to do more than that. Rather than no goal is better, because you don't know. You might be achieving as long as you're doing the day in, day out, what you like, what you do, and why should be a goal?
So what was your back home? Where were you born? And how you decided to end up in Canada, or you are still looking forward for the journey towards somewhere else?
See, I was born in a South India place called Mysore, and since I was started in university and graduation, all this time I was thinking of going out of India to explore. And first thing was, we wanted to do some business in Dubai, and we worked hard and nothing happened. We failed in that attempt. Second thing was, I wanted to do some hotel industry in Singapore. I was with some group of friends, and that also did not work. It failed. The third destination was to come to US to go for higher studies, and that also did not work. And the fourth was Canada. So somehow it worked very well, and we are here now.
I'm really surprised by listening to what you said, because I was reading somewhere and it was written that most of the people who have made the difference in their lives were very depressed people, and they were not only depressed but they were also very unhappy about their success. They were the most failure success people, failure in the success journey, and then all of a sudden they made a difference. Either they invented something or they went for the business thing and they hyped like anything. So what's your take on that?
See, basically, I've seen in my life, like when I was a teenager, when I was an 18, 19 years old, my life was so difficult. Even one square meal getting was difficult. So I stayed hunger for not 1 day, 2 days, for weeks. And when I go through that process, when you're hunger, and then there's one more challenge happens, you cannot sleep. You will lose your sleep. Hunger and sleepless night, both happens at the same time. And now on that days I remember, I thought I'm going to die with hunger. No, I would have died sleeplessness night first, then because of hunger. So when you go through that system and the process, it's somehow, when you're in deep bottom of your life, then somehow some thought comes in your mind, and that one thought can change people's life.
Mm-hmm.
And those days I had kind of all kinds of diseases, whatever you call in North America, that ADD, SD, this SD, all these depression.
I think when your mind is not to its place, then it brings out so many other things which people start titling with different things. In fact, the reason is something else. The root cause is something else. So when we talk about all that, how do you get, what are your interests? What motivates? I know that passion of traveling is a very big initiative in life. What else makes you happy, relaxed, coming out of the stresses? Because this business is very stressful simultaneously.
See, again, the stresses or problems, I don't even see that in my point of, I mean, I've gone through that so many times. So now I think the stress or problem is the situations created, isn't it? The situations always change.
But that situation, while we are living that situation, to learn to handle that and to go through that is very difficult. So how did you master that?
Okay, the thing is, see, your mind, if you want to be negative, if you want to be sad, you don't need to say anything to your mind. It automatically goes that way. If you want to be positive, if you want to be energetic, you have to tell your mind to be optimistic, and you need to train your mind. Then you need to control your mind better than mind controlling you. If you start controlling your mind, if you start putting the right thoughts and be like that, not only telling the mind you need to be like that, then it will overcome slowly.
You have to be
in charge of your mind.
And don't let your mind be in charge of
Absolutely.
you. But do you like music, movies? I was hearing you like golf playing. How would you share with us?
Okay, see, I like I enjoy music, but I'm not particular about anything. As long as sound is happening, I don't mind. I like that part because it brings energy. And golf is my passion. I play now maybe 5-6 days a week golf. More or less every day I'm in the golf course. I feel golf course is my temple, and when I'm playing golf, I'm God.
Okay.
And I can connect my body and mind through golf very easily.
So you must be a nature fan too, because
I'm a nature fan, absolutely.
Yeah, because to like that kind of thing, which we call boring too sometimes.
see again, people.
It's the perspective.
See, people who never played golf, they think that is a boring game.
No.
People who have played golf, you have to ask them. That's what the perception is also. When you say, oh, that country is bad or Thailand is that. So when people have not traveled, they have that perception in their mind. But once they travel and they have an open mind to explore, they will change.
Human beings are same around the world. I think it's just that you have to cross the bridges to see the other perspective, other side of the thing. So let's come back to your family, your people around you. Who are the most closest people around you, and how do you manage with your passions and your business the time to be with them?
Okay, for example, I leave everybody alone. I don't interfere in anybody's business. Okay, I'm so selfish. I only think about what am I. If I'm good, I can take care of other people. And sometimes it is hard for people around me, like they think that, oh, I'm weird. But I feel that, or they say I'm crazy. I also say that you being normal, the life is boring. Being crazy, my life is interesting. And also I can say, if you are interested in life, life is more interested in you.
Yeah, it's a very philosophical saying about things. So let's come to your eating the most delicious food you can recommend to us after traveling so much, and the worst kind of thing which you will say, please don't try that, you are not going to like that. What would
Okay,
you say?
see, again, that question is a great question because my taste is different from your taste. Okay, what I like may not, the viewers may not like. The thing is, try everything. What is your delicious taste? Only you can figure it out. And what is the most undelicious taste? Only you can figure it out. My taste, because I like spicy things. When I go to Colombia, the food is blank and I don't enjoy that food. Okay, but some people, they enjoy that. So we cannot generalize. Taste is individual thing.
Individual thing, it varies and it changes.
Yes, yeah.
We can talk endlessly about your journeys, and in future maybe we will have some kind of thing to show that I saw the clips. You have tremendously beautiful things, and I can see you as a very successful businessman. We have shortage of time, we have to conclude. So any message you want to convey through us to the people who are going to be into the business, or they are going to be the travelers, backpack travelers like you, what would you recommend to them?
See, I can say, be open-minded person, try every new things in life, maybe good things as well as bad things. If you like something, you keep continuing, do more and more. If you don't like it, then stop it. And life is to experience, life is to enjoy, life is to live now. It's better to live now. That's what I message for you.
Thank you very much. Viewers, this world where we are living in is multi-dimensional. There are contrast of civilizations, contrast of ideas, and contrast in everything from food to clothing to breathing. Yes, those areas which are green, they are more fresher in breathing that way. So we only can cross these bridges through interaction. As we live in Canada, the most beautiful country of the world, where we have all these availabilities into our doors. We can go and see, experience the cultures, the foods, the different weathers, and simultaneously the difference of air from one place to another. It's just a knock, just to say hi to your neighbor, to your friend, and discover the differences which are to learn from each other, not to divide each other. With these words, thank you very much for watching my show.
#1 multicultural channel. This is TAG TV.